total expenses, we are of course going to take a look at what happened, last week, and how Bionano Genomics has been outperforming the likes of Pac Bio and Illumina among others. Okay, because we are also focusing a little bit on Pac Bio on this channel. We have to know what is going on with Pac Bio because they are into the sequencing technology. We want to see what's going on in the sequencing world so that we can compare it to optical genome mapping world. Okay, so that we can know if the competition is coming in hot, just like Simon of Ark Invest, okay, an analyst of Ark Invest, has been saying over the past years that he believes Pac Bio, for example, is going to come up with a new technology. Or I mean, last year he made a statement that in from 2 to 5 years or something like that, Pac Bio is going to come up with a technology that is going to outperform the likes of Bionano Genomics, okay, that is going to be able to sequence DNA in millions, okay, so millions of base pairs. So that is of course why we also need to focus on Pac Bio and Illumina, 10s Genomics, and so on and so forth as well. So Bionano Genomics has been outperforming the likes of Pac Bio and Illumina, like I already said. If you take a look at Illumina year to date, you guys can clearly see that Illumina is now down minus 41.18% year to date, closed at 223.77 US dollars, okay, year to date, minus 41%. Meanwhile, if you take a look at let's take a look at Pac Bio first before we dive into Bionano Genomics. So Pac Bio is down minus 70% year to date, guys, minus 70.38% year to date. Now, if you want to compare that, to Bionano Genomics, okay, my baby Bngo is doing way better than look at that, Bngo. We are down minus 19.4%. And I made a tweet a couple of days ago that I believe that Bionano Genomics is going to close this year green. That is, of course, my opinion, okay, not financial advice. I believe Bngo is going to close 2022 green. Let's see how it's going to happen. I'm not trying to say that I know what's going to happen in the tomorrow, in the future, or whatever. So this is just more or less a speculation, okay? Don't sue me, bro. So I am expecting Bngo to close this year green. Right now we have about let's say 20% to go. Okay, we need to rally about 20% before we can close this year green. I think we started this year January, we started around $3 US, so we just need to get to $3 US, and close above $3 US, this year before we can close it green. So now for Pac Bio to close this year green, Pac Bio needs to rally about 70. Look at that, they are down 70% year to date. I think Pac Bio started the year above $20 US. On Friday they closed at 6.06 US. So that is more or less what I want to share with you guys about year to date performance, and that Bionano Genomics is doing way better than the rest. I mean, in 2020 2022. Bionano Genomics year to date is down about minus 19%, but take a look at Tesla, for example. Okay, the giants, they are down about minus 18%. So Bionano Genomics more or less is literally in this range. Also, Amazon is down minus 15, Google minus 18, Bngo minus about 20% year to date. So I mean, it's not really bad, it's good. Now, another thing that I have also noticed is that energy sector has stopped rallying. More or less they have been going down. If you take a look at, let's say, 1 month performance, 3 months performance, okay, if you take a look at the 3 month performance, okay, I believe since 3 months ago I have been telling you guys that we need money to flow out of the energy sector, or we need the energy sector to consolidate, so that money can flow into other sectors, okay. And that is of course what we have been seeing since the end of May. I think that last button was during towards the ending of May. That was the best time to invest in the likes of Bionano Genomics. I think it was May 24th or something like that. Bngo was trading around 1.15 US dollars. Okay, that was the bottom. And since then, money has been, literally coming back into other sectors, not only into energy sector. So if you take a look at the year to date, not year to date, let's take a look at Occidental Petroleum. So Occidental Petroleum in the past 3 months, Occidental Petroleum is down minus 5% in the past 3 months. But in the past 6 months, I want to see how plus 47%. past 6 months, past 1 month, because I like using Occidental Petroleum because that is where Warren Buffett has been pumping money. So minus 4%. So you guys can already tell energy sector is consolidating, which means the market, okay, this is not just about Bionano Genomics. If you are invested in anything else, okay, my channel, of course, I am always focused on BNGO, but most of the time, for those of you that understand my message clearly, you guys know that anything I'm saying on this channel, you can easily apply it to other sector as well, other stock, other company, not only about BNGO. Okay, so you can already tell that energy sector is consolidating and money is flowing back into the remaining of the sector. So that is that about that. Now yesterday I made a poll on Twitter. I think it was yesterday or so. I made a poll about how you guys are satisfied with the result of Bionano Genomics. But unfortunately, only 84 votes came in. And you guys have to also understand that on my Twitter page, I have powerful followers. Okay, I have some doctors, some genomic specialists. Just mention them. They are mostly following me, on Twitter. And anytime I throw a poll out there, even though sometimes the result is not really a lot, like for example here we got 84 votes, you guys have to understand that most of all these people voting are some powerful users or some retail investors, my friends on Twitter, that have over 10,000 shares of Bionano Genomics. So now we got 84 votes, and then 71.4% said they are satisfied with the result, okay, of the second quarter of 2022. Meanwhile, 28.6%, said they are not satisfied. And you can see some of them, John is here, Rus is here commenting about their opinion. So that is just that about that. Mostly these guys are satisfied with the results of Bionano Genomics. Now, let's quickly talk about BNG before we dive into the total expenses and stuff. Before I can share my own opinion with you guys, I already shared few opinion with few comments on this topic with the channel members. I believe that was immediately, I think that was on Friday. Okay, after the earnings, I shared my opinion about the total expenses and so on and so forth. So before we dive into the total expenses topic, this is where BNGO closed on Friday. Okay, on Thursday, after BNGO announced the earnings results and then the earnings call and so on and so forth, the share price of BNGO was down minus 8%, even minus 10% at one point. It went as low as 2.05 US dollars at one point. Okay, and then during the earnings call, during my live stream, I advised you guys to at least wait for the market to open before you do something crazy, because after hours of or pre-market sometimes are not really telling you what's going to happen during the day. Okay, so, and that is of course what happened. Immediately the market opened, BNG opened with a massive cap down. Okay, around 11 points, we opened at 2.17 US dollars. Then we went as low as this range, 2.10 US dollars, and then we closed at 2.41 US dollars. You guys can see we closed at the top of the day's range, at the top of Friday. Okay, we closed green on Friday. So that is of course why sometimes after earnings, like I already shared with you guys, that the earnings was not really completely important. Hey, you guys, what's up, bro? How are you doing? So, like I already shared with you guys, that the earnings is not completely as important at this moment as some of you guys are thinking. That I believe, what is going on in the market in general is much more important than just earnings. As long as they meet, okay, the estimates, everything was okay with BNGO. Okay, even though they missed the EPS, okay, because analysts were expected them to report minus 0.09, but they reported minus 11. Even though they missed the EPS, it was still okay because they met revenue, and the revenue was record, for the quarter was record. Okay, if you take a look at this, there was one article from, okay, this one is from Zacks. According to Zacks, Bionano Genomics reports Q2 loss tops revenue estimate. So that was why I believe we rallied on Friday. Okay, we rallied a little bit. We closed 2.55 percent. Now, before we continue into the expenses topic, okay, so I want to quickly show you guys what I am watching right now. I already shared few information with the channel members. If you are not yet a member, consider becoming a member. If not, then keep doing you. Now, if you own about, I always say that if you own over 1,000 shares of BNG, you should consider becoming a member. Now, this is the weekly candlestick. Okay, you guys can see this is powerful. This candlestick is very, very strong, and it is very, very bullish. Even short sellers always avoid, okay, they always avoid shorting this kind of candlestick. This is a very powerful candlestick, guys. I don't know how, I don't want to sound overhyped or something like that, but I'm going to show you guys an example of this candlestick. This right here is a perfect example of the candlestick that we are witnessing right now. Look at that candlestick from the ending of January 2020, I mean, the beginning of January 2021, the ending of December 2020. Okay, this is the kind of candlestick you guys can already tell it's opened, above the 21 weekly moving average. Okay, above this yellow line right here, above this red line right here. This red line is the 50 weekly moving average. We opened above it, we closed above it, and then that is how the rally started back in December 2020 to the middle of February 2021. Now we are seeing something similar right here. Okay, this is the weekly candlestick. Once again, you guys can see the volume is there. Okay, this volume is very strong. This candle closed very strong on Friday. Okay, and I expect the rally to simply continue. Maybe we're going to be seeing some kind of consolidation. Okay, some consolidation, some buy the dip opportunity. I expect the rally to continue, and that is of course what happened on Friday. We opened with a cap down, and then we close very strong. Look at the candlestick from Friday, very, very strong. Now the volume is also very encouraging. You guys can see that was the fourth consecutive day, of a very strong volume, just like we saw back here. Okay, but this one is more or less, declining, but this more or less stable. Okay, much more stable than this right here. So the volume was also very good. Now the next resistance, for those of you wondering, okay, I think Gary, one of my channel members, ask me in the comments where a possible next level is. This is a possible next level. Okay, this right here is the 200 daily moving average, and it is presently around 2.54 US dollars. Okay, on Friday we closed at 2.41 US dollars. So this is a level that I think can may provide some kind of resistance. Okay, some kind of support for the short sellers, or something, how should I put it. So this level right here, I think there's a possibility that BNG is going to more or less consolidate around this level. Let's see what's gonna happen. Tomorrow is Monday, today is Sunday, so I shouldn't talk too much about the price action. We should wait for the market to open tomorrow before we can decide what is gonna happen. But as you guys can see, at the beginning of this year we started around $3. Okay, and that is of course what I am expecting. What's up, you guys? Hi, C. George Landver. Your name is very difficult for me to pronounce. I hope I tried my best. So, now we started the beginning of this year around $3. Okay, we have about 20% to get as high as this, guys. If we get above this level, then BNU is going to close 2022 green. It means the hell is over. You guys can already, I mean, over the past weeks I have been drawing all this support right here, all this support, these arrows, informing you guys that BNU is consolidating, and then finally we saw that bounce. So this right here is a good price target towards the end of the year. Okay, we are still in August, September, October. We have about 4 months left. So $3 is a good target for 2022. Can we get there? How soon do we get there? And so on and so forth. It's something that we just have to wait patiently and see. That's of course why I talk with the channel members almost on a daily basis. Should in case something bad happen or occur, you guys will be of course the first person to at least know what's going on. Now, so that is that about the price target. $3 is my price target towards the end of this year. Then before then, during the fourth quarter, you guys already know that every fourth quarter of Bionano Genomics is always very strong. They always set some kind of record number of total revenue. For example, I believe is going to be if BNGO reported about 6.7 million US dollars for the second quarter of this year, you can already tell that the fourth quarter of this year BNG is going to be reporting closer to or closer to 8.59 million US dollars. I think it's going to be in the range of maybe 8.59 million US dollars. Okay, between 8 and 9, in my opinion, just an opinion. I mean, it's very possible. If and also I think they are going to be recording record number of consumable sales. Hopefully they are going to do something about consumables. Okay, so because consumable is literally killing the business because of the supplier, but we are still going to talk about that. We are going to talk about the expenses. So that is that about this price action. Now let's talk about the total expenses, which of course is the reason why I am making this live stream. If you take a look at the earnings call, Chris Stewart, the chief financial officer of Bionano Genomics, made several statements during the earnings call, and I think the guy he spoke for about maybe 4 minutes or so. So these are some key points on what Chris Stewart has to say about expenses, and because some of you guys are worried that you are worried that Bionano Genomics is going to run out of money. Hey, what's up, Granite? What's going on? Thanks for becoming a member of the channel. So some of you guys are worried that Bionano Genomics is going to run out of money. Okay, if they continue to spend about 30, where is the money? Okay, in the second quarter they spent 26.4 million US dollars. Okay, and we have about 187 million US dollars left in cash right here. 187.3 million US dollars left in cash. I mean, you can easily tell that we have about 2 years, 1.5 years to 2 years. It depends on if they acquire a new company, or if they start to put money into research and development of new product, or just like they did with Hamilton, or anything like that. That is going to determine how fast we are going to burn this money, how fast BNG is going to burn the burn rate of Bionano Genomics. Anyway, so as you guys can already tell, so Chris Stewart made some statements. He said we couldn't be more pleased with the execution of our team, blah 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 blah. 2022 was a very good year. And then they said they brought in 6.7 million US dollars in total revenue, representing an increase of 73% over the second quarter of 2021, which of course was very good. Okay, this right here is very good, even though this money is still little compared to the market cap of BNGO. But you guys already know we are investing in the future opportunity of this company, not the present, what is going on in the company. Now this right here, he said the gross margin in the second quarter came in at 22%, which of course is, I said it several times already that this is red line, this is not good, compared to, look at that, 37% in the second quarter of 2021 and 15% in the first quarter of 2022 is also not good. Okay, thank God at least the gross margin has improved a little bit. In second quarter we improved a little bit, 22% compared to 15% in the first quarter of 2022. Now, he said the reason, of course, is, as we have mentioned previously, the year-on decrease was primarily due to low yields on our cheap consumables produced at one of our contract manufacturers. I don't know which, he said produced at one of our contract manufacturers. I don't know which of these contract manufacturers is messing BNGO up with, on this consumables problem. Hopefully, they are going to sort it out. But of course, he also said we are making good progress on improving yields, and we expect to see continued improvement in our gross margins in the coming quarters. So this more or less a promise from the chief financial officer, Mr. Christopher Stewart. He has promised us that the gross margin is going to improve, and which of course is going to help the total revenue, okay, in the coming quarters. So like I already said, I think the fourth quarter of this year is going to be a record-breaking quarter as always. Maybe the third quarter, I can't really tell about the third quarter, but I think fourth quarter is going to be a very good one. So that's what I am looking forward to. Now he said our Q2 2022 non-GAAP operating expense was 26.4 million US dollars compared to 16.1 million US dollars in the second quarter of 2021. And then he said the Q2 non-GAAP operating expense excludes 5.8 million US dollars in stock-based compensation. Like I already shared with you guys, I think I shared this with the channel members, that BNGO is spending around 5 million per quarter for stock-based compensation. I mean, that part is not completely clear. Okay, I mean, I know if you take a look at my chart that I have been my projection, my 9 years projection that I have been sharing with you guys, you can see that I now have a section for non-GAAP and for GAAP operating expense. I want to be tracking how much exactly is the GAAP and then how much exactly is the non-GAAP. But from what I have seen so far, BNU seems to be spending around $5 million for something similar to this, and then around below $2 million for amortization of purchased intangibles. Okay, that's what I've been tracking so far. I want to see the rate at which it's going to be increasing or decreasing. So that is that about that. The year-over-year increase in OPEX was primarily due to increased headcount. Of course, we already know that they are still employing and spending, and increased research and development expense and increased marketing expenses. So I don't really have problem with this part, okay, with research and development, because we are seeing the result. Okay, if they are spending money on research and development and we are not seeing any results, that would be a red line. We are seeing the results. We just saw this one from Hamilton, this device that they just invented with Hamilton. That was a good one. And also they want to drop the next version of the the software, okay, NX clinical software. They want to drop the next version. I'm trying to see if I can find the present version of the NX clinical software. I think it's 6 point something, 6.5 or so. So we are still going to be so that is more or less something that they are also spending money on. I can't, okay, NS clinical, we launched a version of NS clinical with an integrated genomics, blah blah blah. So nothing like that here. Anyway, so that is it, guys. Expenses. Now, for those of you wondering when BNG is likely to run out of money, you also have to know that one of my subscribers, he made a very good comment. He said Bionano Genomics 9-year projection. The guy said, as much as BNG total revenue is increasing, okay, so I mean, that is helping the expenses as well, okay? Because some of you guys say that BNG is going to run out of money in the next 2 years or 1.5 years. But you also have to understand that in the next 1.5 years, 2 years, Bionano Genomics total revenue would have also increased. Every quarter right now, we literally have about, $20 million US, from $20 million US to $25 million US, okay, in expenses. So if BNGO total revenue can keep increasing, okay, increasing per quarter until if we get to $20 million US per quarter in terms of total revenue, that is going to be a break even for Bionano Genomics. So it means we have, every quarter we are going to be breaking even. And as long as their expenses is not increasing every quarter, as long as they maintain it, it's going to be not really a I think you guys already understand what I'm trying to say. Let me bring out the total expenses, total revenue, sorry. So this is the total revenue of BNG. You guys can see that it has been increasing, okay. Back in Q1 2020 it used to be $1.1 million US, and then Q1 2021 it jumped to $3.2 million US, literally 3 times. And then in Q1 2022, okay, we jumped to $5.7 million US, and this literally double, okay, this 3.2, 5.7. So you can already tell that in Q1 2023 we are going to be around $10 million US, and then in Q1 2024 we are going to be around $20 million US. I mean, this is more or less a speculation according to this pattern that I am seeing right here. That's how I'm speculating this. Don't sue me, bro. So Q1 2020 $1.1 million, Q1 2021 3.2. You guys can already see it's doubling. Now in Q4, okay, 2021 Q4 we brought in 6.3, okay, and we have been increasing every quarter. BNGO revenue is increasing, and that is of course what I expect. I expect the revenue to keep increasing every quarter. At one point we are going to break even. Maybe it's going to be first quarter of the first quarter of next year, 2023. Maybe that's when we're going to be in $20 million US. Nobody knows, because they are going to be releasing the next generation Sapphire device, next generation consumables next year, and then a new version of NS clinical software. And who knows, maybe they are going to get FDA approval before then. Maybe they are going to get it in Q1 2023. Nobody knows. So those are still all those bullish factors out there, okay, because the adoption of the Sapphire device is, of course, it is increasing. Now, if you take a look at my difference, Sapphire, this is the installed base of the Sapphire device. You can also see that, you can see a pattern right here. Q1 2020, 83 was the install base. Q1 2021, it jumps to 107. Now Q1 2022, we are at 176. Okay, you can see that jump, okay, from last year 107 to 176. Okay, next year till the end of this year we are targeting 240. So Q1 2023, we are going to be around, above 250 in Q1 2023. And then, Q1 2024, you guys can already tell how it's going to be increasing. So those are the bullish case, for Bionano Genomics. Now, the only thing that I am still, like I have been saying, okay, because I don't just want to be hyping everything. The only red light that I still see is just around here, okay. I want BNGO flow sales to also keep increasing, because the last time we got closer to 4,000 was back in Q3 2021. I want us to get to 4,000, okay, and then above. I want us to keep, like that, keep going higher for flow sales. It means more people are using the Sapphire device, not just, we installing the Sapphire device without some money coming in from consumables, okay. So most of the revenue, the increment in this revenue right here is just based on, Sapphire devices, not, literally on increment in consumer flow sales, okay. Once flow sales starts to pick up, once, Bionano Genomics figure out whatever is going on with their supplier, and then they sort it out, and these flow sales number start increasing, okay, like from 3,005 to 4,000, 4,005 to 5,000, so that they can help, so that researchers can know what is going on, with all of these things that they are looking for. Then we are going to see this revenue. Now the revenue is just increasing because of Sapphire device, okay. Once flow sales start to increase as well, we are going to see this revenue, believe me, it's going to jump to 20 million US dollars, and then we are going to have break even in GAAP operating expenses, okay. For Q2 20, okay, this one is 33 million US dollars, and non-GAAP operating is 26 million US dollars. So that is, of course, when this is going to meet up with this, and that's going to be a break even. It means BNGO has broken even, and anything above that is going to be profit. It is as simple as that. Just imagine BNGO report for total revenue. If they report 35 million, let me even say 33.7 million US dollars, it means they are in profit. Okay, it means the expenses has been cancelled by the revenue. This is very, very, very simple case. Now, so now they have 187 million US dollars left, and they are spending about 33 million US dollars, okay, according to their most recent GAAP operating expenses. Every quarter you can already tell when they can possibly run out of this money. So in the next 1.5 years to 2 years, BNGO needs to break even, or I'm not gonna share the next part of it with you guys in this video. I'm going to leave that for another video. It's too early to discuss that. Now, this is what is going on with Bionano Genomics, and hopefully I have been able to at least help you guys a little bit on this operating expenses story, and hopefully it's going to